What's up, guys? Welcome back to Trucking with Pepe. Alright, so I'm gonna do a safe start.
Put your seatbelt first.
Oh, yeah, put my seatbelt. Okay, I'm gonna do a safe start. Check my nose. Alright. Alright, my name is Jose. Nice to meet you.
Your instructor. Don't pick up, please.
Okay. Before I do all my applied tests, I'm gonna do my pre-applied test. I'm going to be able to cut out. I'm gonna apply my service brakes 3 times and accelerate to 1200 RPM till my needle cuts out. Needle cut out at 120 psi. I'm gonna put into first gear, turn off my truck, turn on the ignition, release my clutch, release my tractor and trailer brakes, let it settle for a little bit.
While we let it set up for 10 seconds, you introduce the applied test.
Now I'll be doing my applied test. For this to be a good test, I must not lose more than 4 psi in the course of 60 seconds. Using both of my feet, I'll apply the service brake all the way to the floor and hold. May I use my phone to time myself?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so I'm gonna apply service brake and hold. I'm gonna wait till the needle settles.
All the way to the floor and what?
We are... My needle settled. We're at 89 psi. My time starts now. Boop. Time's up. We're at 87 psi. We lost 2 psi. This was a good test because we did not lose more than 4 psi in the course of 60 seconds. We'd like to check, sir.
Yeah, whatever.
Alright, I'll be releasing my service brake.
You scared me, you're fired.
I won't work for you. Okay. Now I'll be doing my low air alarm warning test. This is my low air emergency test. For it to be a good test, my low air alarm must come on no less than 55 psi. I'll apply my service brake repeatedly until my low air alarm comes on. My low air alarm came on at 65 psi. This was a good test because my low air alarm came on no less than 55 psi. Now I'll be doing my pop out test. For this to be a good test, both my knobs must pop out between 20 and 45 psi. I'll apply my service brake repeatedly until both my knobs pop out. My trailer knob popped out at 35 psi. My tractor knob popped out at 30 psi. This was a good test because both
of them popped out at the same time?
This one did first and this one. So you gotta say which one.
They should pop out at the same time.
No, it happens like that, I mean. Yeah. This was a good test because both my knobs popped out between 20 and 45 psi. Alright, one check. I'll put it into neutral. Into safe start. Alright, well, my air tanks fill up. I would like to do my in-cab inspection. Alright, so my seat belt is not worn, torn, or frayed. It buckles and stays latched. My seat is not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no holes, it's not leaking, and my knobs work. My fire extinguisher is not broken, cracked, or damaged. It's bolted to the floor. It's filled up to date and cotter pin is in. My window crank is not broken, cracked, or damaged. Properly mounted, moves my window up and down freely. My window is not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no illegal stickers, there's no debris, and it moves up and down freely. My mirrors are not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no illegal stickers, there's no debris, and it's clean. And it's always adjusted before driving. My windshield is not broken, cracked, or damaged. No illegal stickers, no obstructions obstructing my view, and no debris. My gel seal goes all the way around the windshield. It's not worn, torn, or frayed. Keeps outside elements from coming into the cab. My wiper arms are not broken, cracked, or damaged, and they're working. Oh, and they're working. My wiper blades are not worn, torn, or frayed. Properly mounted, and they're working. My passenger grab bar is not broken, cracked, or damaged, bolted tight. My fuses is not broken, cracked, or damaged, properly mounted, bolts are tight. Our fuses are there. We have extra if needed. My floor is not broken, cracked, or damaged. There's no holes. There's no obstructions beneath my pedals that will prevent me from using them. My triangle box is bolted to the floor. It's not broken, cracked, or damaged. All 3 triangles are in there. My shifter is not broken, cracked, or damaged. Moves freely, does not jam. My shifter boot is not worn, torn, or frayed. Keeps outside fumes from coming into the cab. My defroster, I'm hearing the defroster work. I feel it working. My signal tree, my left signal works. My right signal works. My high beams work. My 4-way flashers work. My oil pressure is between 20 and 60 psi. My water temperature shouldn't exceed 210 degrees Fahrenheit. And my voltage is between 12 and 15 volts. 12 and 15 volts. And my horn works. And then my steering wheel and clutch don't move, has no more than 2 inches of play. And that will be my cab inspection. Alright, now I'll do my trailer and tractor brake test. For this to be a good test, both my trailer and tractor should hold the vehicle individually. To do this, I'm gonna put into first gear. I'll release my trailer brakes to test my tractor brakes. I will release my clutch so it feels a slight tug. My tractor's brakes held. I will release my tractor brakes to release my trailer brakes. Release the clutch so it feels a slight tug. My trailer brakes held. My bolt put into neutral. This was a good test because both my trailer and tractor brakes held the vehicle individually. Now I'll be doing my service brake test. For this to be a good test, I will roll forward 5 feet and apply my service brakes without my hands on the steering wheel. My steering wheel should move left or right. If it does, it'll be an indication of bad suspension. To do this, I put into first gear, release my trailer and tractor brakes, roll forward 5 feet. Put neutral. This was a good test because my service brakes stopped the vehicle and my steering wheel didn't move left or right, which indicates that my brakes are adjusted. This concludes the air brake portion of the test.